So it might not be working. That's strange. Okay, let me see. YouTube says live. Okay, there it is. Maybe just a big delay. So yeah, sorry for all that. Let's get started with the problem set. I can just see myself now on the other monitor, and it's just live, but with a bit of a delay. No worries. So yeah, day 3, Rucksack Reorganization. One elf has the important job of loading all of the rucksacks with supplies for the jungle journey. Unfortunately, that elf didn't quite follow the packing instructions, and so a few items need to be rearranged. Each rucksack has 2 large compartments. All items of a given type are meant to go into exactly one of 2 compartments. The elf that did the packing failed to follow the rule for exactly 1 item per rucksack. The elves have made a list of all the items currently in each rucksack, your puzzle input, but they need your help finding the errors. Every item type is identified by a single lowercase or uppercase letter, that is, A and A, so lowercase and uppercase, refer to different types of items. The list of items in each rucksack is given as characters, all on a single line. The given rucksack always has the same number of items in each of its 2 compartments, so the first half of the characters represent items in the first compartment, while the second half of the characters represent items in the second compartment. For example, suppose you have the following list of content from 6 rucksacks. Okay, so each character is a unique identifier, and you split it in half. One goes there, one at the other. Okay. Let's see. Now we get the examples. So they split it in half. This is the first. And that is the second. The only item type that appears in both compartments is lowercase p. Okay. The second rucksack compartment contains blah blah blah. Only item that appears in both compartments is uppercase L. The third rucksack compartment contains... Hi Nicholas, welcome. The third compartment, yeah. Fourth rucksack only share type V, TS, etc. Okay. To help prioritize item rearrangement, every item type can be converted to a priority. Okay, lowercase item types A to Z have priority 1 to 27 and uppercase 27 to 52. Okay. In the above example, the priorities of the item type that appears in both compartments of each rucksack is 16. Okay. Yeah, they combine it and then sum it. Okay. Find the item type that appears in both compartments of each rucksack. What is the sum of the priorities for those item types? Okay, let me see. Find the item type that appears in both compartments of each rucksack. Yeah. Of those item types. Okay, so we have to scan all of these, then find the single overlapping character, and then get the value for that and sum it. Okay. Okay, that's doable. Let's do that. So yeah, var sax is input dot get lines, 2 lines, yes, for each var sax. So then we have sac substring. Let's see, we get the length, and then is sac.length. So half of that as well. Half is then divided by 2. And if this ever is not an equal number, that should throw an exception. But yeah, we can, in this case, we can assume that the input is correct. I've never seen them do that, so yeah, let's just assume that for now. So they do string A, B, and basically those are char arrays. Alright, so we can do sac.substring 0,half to char array, just like this, and then we do B is sac.substring half to a char array, a accept Please a set of two differences by using it. Let's see, there is a method for that. Let me see what it is. It's like an intersect something, I think. Yeah, it's this one, right? Produce a set intersection of two default project. It's always equal. Yeah. Let me see if I read this correctly, because this should produce one character, right? Yeah. Okay. So this would be dot single actually, and it will give an error if it's more than one. So we can do char intersect. So we do this, and now we just need to build a mapping for our values. So we have a yeah, I think a lookup is easier because they're let me do dictionary char comma int value lookup. So we do for int I is 1 I actually well, char is a let me just do it like this. C so we do value lookup dot add c comma val plus plus. Or can I just do plus plus c actually? Yeah, probably. Okay. And then we do c is a. We need to be inclusive, so this should give us our mapping lookup for the values. So we should have, right, A to Z, and then we get uppercase A to Z for 1 to 52. So now we can track the values. So do int sum is 0, and we can do sum plus equals value lookup intersect, and then we do console.writeLine priority sum So let's run this. My map consisted of a string containing lowercase alphabet and uppercase. Whenever I wanted to find a predator, I just look up its index. Yeah, that also works. And then you add one and then you get the value. Let's see. Too many screens open. Boom, that's part one. Let's see. Part two. Oh, that's a long part two. Let's see. As you finish identifying the misplaced items, the elves come to you with another issue. For safety, the elves are divided into groups of 3. Every elf carries a badge that identifies their group. For efficiency, within each group of 3 elves, the badge is the only item type carried by all 3 elves. Okay, That is, if a group's badge is item type B, then all 3 elves will have the item type B somewhere in their rucksack. And at most, 2 of the elves will be carrying any other item type. Not sure that I followed, but I'll keep reading right now. The problem is that some forgot to put this year's updated authentication sticker on the badges. All of the badges need to be pulled out of the rucksack and the new authenticity stickers can be attached. Additionally, nobody wrote down which item corresponds to each group's badges. The only way to tell which item type is the right one is by finding the one item type that is common between all 3 elves in each group. Every set of 3 lines in your list corresponds to a single group, but each group can have different badge item type. So in the above example, the first group's rucksacks are the first 3 lines. Okay, in the first 3 group, the only item that appears in all 3 rucksacks is the lowercase r. This must be their badges. The second group, okay, so just find the common one between the 3 of these. So you need to find one that exists. Okay, so basically it's an intersect of these 3. So instead of treating this and this as one, we treat this, this and this, and then we intersect those. Okay. Second group, first group, okay. Priorities for these items still be found, blah blah blah. Okay, sum is that. Find the item type that comes from the badge of all 3 elf groups. What is the sum of the priorities of the items? Okay. So now for part 2, we do it differently. So we do const int group size is 3. For int I is 0, I smaller than sex.length, I plus is 3. Okay, so now we have this as groups. So we do char A, B, C. Right, so we do A is sex I to char array, B, C, we do +1, +2, and now we do A intersects B intersects C. So char, we do the same here. The intersect is A dot single, because this should only get a single result. Now we do the same like this. And then we say group priority sum. I think this should be it already, right? Yeah. Yep. Boom. This was easier than I thought, because when I started to read the second part, I couldn't understand it. I'm not the best at understanding these, so when I started to read this, I was like, I have no idea what they're asking of me, but it was, yeah, very straightforward. So the challenge in this part is mostly just how you treat the input, right? But at the first one, you treat the input by line and you split them. And the second part, you have to treat them as 3 groups of lines, and so that is probably the challenging area, because the logic to find the intersection is the same. So what could you do if you don't want to use something like the intersects here? That is basically make a hash map, dictionary, whatever, and just keep count of the occurrence for each character. So do we have a character? No, add a count. And keep track of that, and then find the one where the count equals 3, and then you're done. Glad you enjoyed that, Nicholas. Have you done the Advent of Code yourself? If not, I can really recommend it. Let me just also put it here. Define the constants and not even use it. Yeah. Yeah, I really like doing these Advent of Code things. They're really fun. I think this was the quickest that I've done this so far, because it was just so straightforward. And if you have helper functions like intersect where you don't have to write them yourself, it's really fast. Okay. Will you try to do them? Because, as I said, if you like programming, for me there's nothing more fun than something like Advent of Code. Just tackling these problems, especially when you get to share it with people. I have a few people in my Discord, and there's Reddit where you can share and talk about it. There's the Crypto Monkeys Discord that does this. So yeah, I just find it fun to come together and work on these things and share it a bit. Okay. Yeah, this was really quick. I still need to do something for a client, so I think I'll end the stream here. I'll be back again tomorrow, so if you want to hang out and see me do this, and usually I struggle with stupid stuff, so and people seem to enjoy that as well. So it would be nice if you come to hang out with me again tomorrow. If not, thanks for checking this out, and